Bonjour classe! Today we're going to talk about ER verbs and their spellings. Nos objectifs. Number 1. Learn the other 5 ways our ER verbs can be spelled. For example, chanter can also be spelled those 5 ways with an E, ES, EZ, ONS, and ENT. Number 2. Learn when you use those different spellings. For example, nous chantons means we sing, vous chantez means you sing. Why is sing both chantons and chanter? And number 3, learn how to pronounce those spellings. French loves silent letters. Let's learn what they are. The 5 spellings. Every ER verb we have learned has an ER spelling. Example, chanter, to sing, danser, to dance, dessiner, to draw. But they can also be spelled with these endings, and they still mean the same thing. For example, if you spell chanter with an E at the end instead of ER, or an ES at the end instead of ER, it still means sing. So here's some examples that I pulled off the internet. Look at the bottom left. It's a kid's album named Je chante l'alphabet. I sing the alphabet. Why is that spelled with an E and not an ER like on our vocab list? The next one is a book. Tu chantes mal, Charlie. That time chante is spelled with an ES. Look at the next one. It's an album. Chantons les couleurs. This time chanter is spelled with an ONS. Then we've got a movie called Chanter with an EZ, and another movie poster that has chante with an ENT. So today we're going to learn why can chanter take so many different spellings. Guys, the spellings are tied to who's doing the action, who's doing the singing. Chanter changes spelling depending on who is doing that singing. If I am singing, if the word is je for I, you should use the E ending. If you are singing and you use the word tu, you should use the ES ending. And if we are singing, if nous is the people who are doing the action of singing, you need to spell with ONS. English also changes spelling of verbs based on who's doing the action. In English, the word sing has multiple spellings, just like chanter has multiple spellings in French. In English, you spell it sing after the words I and you, for example. I sing, you sing. But as English speakers, we just know that after the words he and she, you add an S. He sings, she sings. So just like French, English has different ways to spell our verbs, our action words, depending on if it's I, you, he, or she. Let's talk about the most common ending, the letter E. This one will appear whenever you use the word je, il, elle, or one person's name, and it's silent. For example, je chante is I sing. J'aime is I like. Il chante is he sings. Elle chante for she sings. Nicolas chante for Nicolas sings. And Nicole chante, Nicole sings. Notice all of those end in E because the word that comes before the verb is either je, like in the first two, il, elle, or a person's name. The ES ending goes with the word tu, which means you. It shows up in a lot of do you questions, and it's completely silent. Tu chantes means you sing. Tu chantes mal means you sing badly. Chantes-tu? Do you sing? Notice that in all of those questions and all of those sentences, the word tu appears. That's why it has to be ES. The ONS ending always goes with the word nous, which means we. The NS is silent and the O is pronounced deeply. Nous chantons means we sing. Nous chantons bien means we sing well. I have to use the ONS in those sentences because they start with the word nous. The easy ending is one we've seen before. It goes with the word vous, which is the formal or plural you. The easy ending is pronounced a, which means the Z is silent. And if you drop the vous, it's just a classroom command. Vous chantez bien is a sentence that means you sing well. If I drop the vous and just say chantez, it just is a command that means sing. The last ending we're going to learn about is ENT. This always appears with il, elle, or multiple names, so groups of guys or girls. It is also silent. Il chante bien means they sing well. Elle chante en russe means they sing in Russian, like in the picture. Marc et Julie chantent. Mark and Julie sing. In all three of those sentences, I spell the word sing with ENT because it's preceded by il, elle, or two people's names. So let's sum it up. The E ending goes along with je, il, elle, and single names. The ES ending only goes with tu. ONS only goes with nous. EZ goes with vous. And ENT is used with il, elle, and multiple names. It is super important that you memorize these endings, so let's get some practice. Let's practice some example sentences by translating them to English. On the right, you'll see my word bank. It gives you all of our pronouns like je, I, il, he, elle, she. And on the left, you'll see our example sentences to translate. They all use different spellings of the verb chanter. Can you tell me what they mean by typing them in English in Play Pause It? Numéro 1. Nous chantons. We sing. Numéro 2. Je chante. I sing. Numéro 3. Tu chantes. You sing, informal or singular. Numéro 4. Vous chantez. This also means you sing, but it's formal or plural. Numéro 5. Il chante. That means he sings. Numéro 6. Il chante. That means they sing. You may notice number 5 and 6 are pronounced the same way. Il chante. Guys, this time around, I want you to pick which of the 5 spellings is the correct one. Look at number 1. She sings. Elle blank. Your job is to figure out which of the 5 words on the right of those 5 spellings would be used in the sentence she sings. So let's do number 1. Comment dit-on she sings? It should be elle chante using the E ending. Numéro 2. Comment dit-on I sing? It should be je chante, also with the E ending. Numéro 3. Comment dit-on they sing? It should be elles chantent with the ENT ending for plural. Numéro 4. Comment dit-on we sing? It should be nous chantons because nous always takes ONS. Numéro 5. Comment dit-on you sing? Tu chantes with an ES. Finally, numéro 6. Comment dit-on you sing the formal way? Vous chantez. EZ ending always goes with vous. Finally, guys, I want you to spell out in French what you hear. I will say a sentence out loud in French twice, and I just want you to spell it. So this is 100% en français. Numéro 1. Tu chantes. Tu chantes. If you spelled it right, it should look like this. Numéro 2. Nous chantons. Nous chantons. Nous chantons means we sing. Numéro 3. Vous chantez. Vous chantez. If you spelled it right, it looks like this. Numéro 4. Je chante. Je chante. That should be spelled like this. Je always takes the E ending. Numéro 5. Il chante. Il chante. It could be either one of those, because il chante, he sings, and il chante, they sing, is actually pronounced the same way because of all the silent letters. Finally, numéro 6. Elle chante. Elle chante. Same deal for number 6. Elle chante as she sings, or elle chante for they sing are pronounced the same because all those letters are silent. Okay guys, my last challenge for you. We have been working with the verb chanter, which means to sing. But those same rules about changing the ER to different letters apply to all of our ER verbs. Let's try with danser. On the right, you'll see the verb danser with the ER spelling. And down below, all of the rules for how to spell it differently, depending on who's doing the dancing. On the left, you'll see my questions. Let's figure out how to say those 4 things. Numéro 1. How do you say I dance en français? If you used your rules correctly, you got je danse. Since I am the person doing the dancing, I is je, I use the E ending. Je danse means I dance. Numéro 2. How do you say we dance? The correct answer is nous dansons. You can't keep danser with the ER if the people doing the dancing is us, we. The rule in French is that nous always takes the ONS ending. Nous dansons. Number 3. How do you say he dances in French? It should be il danse. If you look over at my table on the right, il always takes the E ending. If you spell it any other way, it just looks wrong. And finally, number 4, how do you say they dance in French? The correct answer would be this, elle danse. Once you know who's doing the dancing, in this case, they, you can look over on the right to the table and see that the ENT ending is the correct one. So what did we learn about ER verbs today? All ER verbs have 5 more spellings. They might all be ER on your vocab list, but danser can also be spelled all those ways. Chanter can be spelled all those ways. Manger can be spelled all those ways. Every single ER verb on your vocab sheet has 5 different ways it can be spelled. Number 2, the different spellings are tied to the person doing the action. So if it is an I, a he, or a she doing the action, I dance, he sings, she talks, the action word will have an E on the end. If it's tu, it'll have ES. If it's nous, it will have ONS. If it's vous, it will be EZ. And if it's a they situation, il, elle, there'll be an ENT. And number 3, most of those new ending words are silent. E, ES, and ENT are completely silent. ONS has an NS that's silent. The O is still pronounced, it's just kind of a deep sound. On. And EZ, we should already know from the beginning of the year, the Z is silent and you pronounce the E like A. Guys, that's all I've got for you today. Work on memorizing these endings and practice as much as you can. Au revoir!